Hello, and I greet you all on Valentine's Day, a very special occasion when we cherish love and the bond that draws two people so close to each other. And what does tonight's game have to do with all this? Um, very little, I think. There's a love story in there somewhere, from what I am aware. But other than that, well, if I really wanted to be on topic, I'd probably pick Leisure Suit Larry, which apparently the bundle is on a giveaway right now on Fanatical. So if you wanna go for that, here's here's the link. Go grab it. It's for free. Anyway, Scarnix is already dropping some spoilers, which even I vaguely remember from a playthrough I've seen. Oh, I want to say a couple of years ago now, but I have very vague memories of Harvester. I haven't played this on my own. Just to make it clear, this is gonna be, I want to say semi-blind playthrough. Oh, it's okay, provided that no one has tuned in to the stream yet. They won't really see this. So let's pretend we said nothing and keep everyone in the dark. Because the charm of Harvester is that this game goes wild. Like, a lot of you probably have at least heard of this once before. Because the game is absolutely nuts, and there is also some pretty fucked up backstory behind the main lead on Harvester, but maybe let's not dump all of the nukes just yet. Ooh, I say nukes. Even I'm setting myself up right now. Okay, suffice to say, this is a 96 point-and-click adventure game, so expect nonsense. It's a product of its time. Now, if you want to have an idea of the track record of this developer, DGFX Software, this is their magnum opus, pretty much. However, they have released one more video game, which I will refer to CV11 for an extensive look. It's this thing. This came out 2 years prior to Harvester, and in between those 2 years, I want to say, I don't think they've made much progress. But again, if you want to know more about the Fortress of Dr. Radiaki and what makes it such a splendid first-person shooter, the CV11 review. Go ahead and enjoy the show. Yes, it is beautifully oriental in a totally not vaguely racist way. Let's just put it as such. So, for Harvester, we were playing this game on GOG, so expect some tomfoolery tech-wise. From what I've seen, it works for the most part. It's just that whenever I tap out, the game might decide to throw a fit at me because, old school gaming, so if you press a button wrong, then the god's wrath shall be imposed upon thee. Oh yeah, folks in the chat know a whole lot about Harvester, and yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a semi-blind run because I still have some recollection of a playthrough I've seen. Yes, the Joel one. I'm pretty sure Twitch does not mind Harvester. From what I've seen, it's not on the list. there's like a dozen of titles that are explicitly forbidden from streaming on the platform. And listen, if Dante's Inferno is not included, and that game has Satan pull out his cock, then Harvester is child's play compared to it. But then again, it's art. Teehee. Anyway, check out these sick FMVs in a glorious 640 by 480. Oh yeah, they released this under the Future Vision moniker. Oh no, brother, we are enjoying this the way the developer intended. Part of the charm is watching the 90s live action segments. Very poorly digitized. It may as well be on a CRT monitor given the aspect ratio. Yo, now that's a sick jam. Did John Carpenter compose this on a trash can? Something, something, the passage of time. How much do you think they paid him to be featured shirtless? I would say peanuts, because that's how the industry rolled. Well, probably serving his sentence, because, okay, at this point it's no use in hiding it. So the main lead of this game that we are playing is Kurt Kissler. In 2010, he was accused of possessing child pornography on his computer. And the funny thing is, on his mugshot, he wore a similar shirt to the one currently on Steve, the main character, which makes it double funny. Is the game fine, volume-wise? Not too loud, not too quiet? Do I sound okay compared to it? Because otherwise I'm gonna have to do a little bit of audio fiddling. I guess I can do it in game. Camera. Oh, check out this sweet font. You guys can't literally see it because it's upscale on my end, but it is super, like super pixelized. And you can see the artifacts right here. Password, oh, there's a password system? What for? I'm pretty sure you can just save and load and go. Anyway. So, I guess we can show the help feature to give you an idea how to play it, but if you ever played like a point and click, then this is just standard procedures here, except one little feature that we'll learn about in a moment. Movement, operate, target. There's combat in this game. And it's absolutely glorious. Take object, conversation, examine, exit. Now for the combat. Look at these sick Mortal Kombat moves. He's got the anti-air, the normal, the low. I'm pretty sure he has like a nut punch too. Where is it? I think there's like a specific angle you have to press the attack on. Or I might just be thinking of the normal attack. I'm surprised I haven't seen a Mugen conversion of Steve yet, unless it's like super well hidden. And you know, the funny thing is, in the 90s, where point and clicks were pretty much like a peak genre, nowadays it's kind of like a forgotten art because we moved on to walking simulators, but you had like your typical chill point and clicks, say Secret of Monkey Island, which I grew up on, but then some devs really tried to stand out and make some unusual decisions. Combat is one of the ones that still blows my mind because it's like, how does this even work? True marks are visible on the end of this ballpoint pen, and as point and click logic would dictate, we are gonna collect everything we can lay our hands on, because if it's not glued, a 25-cent piece dated 1952. Money, as of yet, the future isn't so bright. There's a joke in there somewhere, because shades. You peer through a thin layer of dust at your reflection. A hastily glued P-51 Mustang in exact 1:36 scale. An empty trash can so clean you could eat from it. Well, given the nature of this game, I wouldn't be surprised. A cheap folding chair, such as you find at swap meets, bingo parlors, and other religious gatherings. Paper doll by the Mills brothers sits on the turntable. Obviously, some fat high school girl left it there. What, the clarinet? Is that like a actual thing? Maybe you guys who grew up with the American education system can dissect this bit of humor for me. An official Dust Bowl basketball autographed by GPF. Acne medicine, empty acne medicine container. A pair of plastic binoculars with the lenses melted to the table. A photo of a beautiful girl, blonde, about 17 years old. The mattress is speckled with odd stains. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. First of all, you gotta love yourself. 7 flannel shirts accompanied with matching blue jeans are hanging neatly in the closet. Bro, that's just like my wardrobe. Oh. Look at this static effect reflected from the TV on Hank here. It's almost as if he's a ghost.
What?
Who are you?
Leave me alone, Steve, or I'll tell Mom on you. Mom's in the kitchen, and if you bug me, I'll call her.
Look, do you know me?
Wish I didn't, 'cause then you wouldn't be my brother, and I'd have your room, and all the presents at Christmas. Though I will soon enough anyway, 'cause you're a lousy rat.
You're my brother?
No duh.
Listen, I don't mean to, bug you, but I can't seem to remember
Patience,
anything.
my boy.
Will you please just tell me who you are?
Mom, Steve is bugging me.
Steve, leave Hank alone right
There she
now.
is. The motherly figure.
Why am I a rat? What did I do to you?
You went and got all mushy on that girl, and now you're lighting out on me. Well, if that's the way
He's
you're
really
gonna
saying
be,
it.
then you can drop dead.
Bros before. You know.
What do you mean I'm lighting out on you?
First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes Steve in a baby carriage.
What the hell are you talking about?
Mom, Steve said hell.
Young man, don't you dare use that kind of
This
language
is a
in
Christian
this house.
household.
How'd you like that?
Ooh. You're a little brat.
Yeah, well, you're in trouble. And you better not forget to take out the paper this morning. Don't try to weasel out of it. You know this is your week to put the paper out in the morning. If you forget again, I wouldn't want to be you when Jimmy catches up to you.
Okay.
That's a weird looking television. Come to think of it, this whole place looks totally retro.
What do you mean retro? All TVs look alike.
Sure, basically. But this is one old-fashioned clunker.
Bro, but
Old-fashioned?
it's in widescreen.
Brand new.
Yeah, but look at the tube. Where's the remote
Now that is
control?
Kino.
What's that?
Now that I think about it, I can't remember.
And what was that you said about retro rockets?
No, retro. It means... Oh man, I know what I mean. That everything here is wrong. But I can't picture the difference.
Then shut up and quit bugging me. I'm watching my cowboy show.
Have you noticed that your show is in black and white?
What else? Color? On a TV?
Are you insane?
Well, I think I've seen a colored television before.
What's
Have
next?
not.
Mobile
Phones?
phones?
I'm gonna tell.
Hey, look at that. Your mother lets you watch this stuff?
Sure. This is part of history. What made America great. And besides, blood and guts are needed.
This sure is a product of its time. You're right, that is really neat.
I'm glad you're catching on, Steve. You're not too bad for a lousy rat.
Alright, let's leave
Good. Finally.
the little weasel alone. Coloring book. Box of crayons and a Range Rider coloring book. It's kind of neat that the game does let you type in custom prompts. It's gonna suck, however, if they are kind of required by the game to progress, and you don't think about mentioning some to specific NPCs. A stunning depiction of the Earth made of papier-mâché. Papier? That's exactly how you spell paper in Polish, papier. Eh? A pendulum-driven cuckoo clock with a cuckoo oddly absent. Fine bow china gleams from the mahogany shelves. A box full of newspapers. Yoink. Jimmy James. Well, you know, since there's... Wow, check out the sweet Postal 1 retro save screen. That's a good face right there. This is the next sample Alex Kilster is gonna use in Mandela catalog. It really is.
Hey, Steve, I'm Jimmy James. Remember me?
I guess not.
Hey, how
This
come
kid
you
looks
haven't been
exceptionally
putting the
smug.
paper out for me in the morning?
And I hate it.
Well, I don't, you selfish punk.
Whoa.
How'd you expect a working Joe to make an
Attitude,
honest
kid.
living? You don't put the paper out, I'm out of a job.
So what? You don't get paid for picking up papers anyway.
The Sentinel building burnt down. What the heck else am I supposed to do? Listen, start putting that paper out and everything will be Jake, okay? That's all I want. That and a pair of sneakers. Walking this route every day has worn holes in mine. Say, you got any
I
spare
guess they haven't
sneakers?
invented Nikes yet.
Whoa, that's great. Maybe we could trade.
What could you give me?
You know Miss Whaley and Principal Harold down at the school? Well, I found out they're messing around with each other in the broom closet.
What?
I can tell you when they meet and trade you some keys that'll let you catch them red-handed.
What?
What do you say?
Well, this game is really spicy. Yikes. Sure.
Before I give away the keys, let me see those sneakers.
First the keys, then the sneakers.
Nuh-uh. If you're trying to pull a fast one on me,
Damn it.
get it.
He's
You
caught
don't
up.
get the keys till I see the sneakers, and that's that. See you later, alligator.
Objective obtained. Find sneakers. I take low Lima spaces stuck on the roof. It's full of junk mail, bills, and Bakes Hill flyers. I'll never forget when I visited a friend once in this place, and he checked the mailbox in his apartment, and he basically told me this. Ah yes, people writing me letters. KFC, the telephone company. Wait a minute. Hold on. Fuck. I didn't think about it. Alright, but we still can salvage this. Hold up. Hold up. You know I gotta do it. Give me the key. Yo! Spectre key! Holy shit! I got smoked! Dude! Didn't know they mug newspaper boys on the streets, that they have to carry firearms. Well, I kinda just proved the point. Anyway, and now, for the long-awaited moment. I know Skarnex has been anticipated this, so... Hello, Mother.
Well, hello there. How about some cookies? There's plenty of rejects in the trash.
Who are you?
That's a fine way to talk to your mother.
You're my mother?
That's right. Though sometimes I get treated like the hired help around here.
I don't remember you.
Of course you don't. Until you need your socks washed.
Ooh.
No, you don't understand. I can't remember where I am or even who I am.
Land's sake, stop your joshing, won't you? Honestly, Steve, I thought you'd grow up a little after graduation. I only hope that new job will plant your feet on the ground.
So that's my name. Steve.
Your name will be M.U.D. Mud if you don't stop teasing me, young man.
Listen, this may sound strange, but I've lost my memory. Do you believe me?
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I'm serious.
Get used to that line.
And next you'll be telling me you don't
Get
remember
used to it.
Hank and your little sister.
When did I graduate?
4 months ago, as if you could forget that.
What college?
College? A high school diploma is all you need to get a job. And besides, you can't marry Stephanie if you're going to waste your time going to college. 18 years old and you're just now getting your first job. It's a disgrace, but better late than never.
Oof.
I guess we can thank Stephanie for that.
Oh, she wouldn't want to hear when I got my first, job. Yeah.
And just who is Stephanie?
Don't you dare toy with that sweet girl. If you start in on her with all this amnesia poop, she'll think her fiancé is having second thoughts about the wedding.
Look, all this talk about weddings is nuts. I'm not marrying anybody till I figure out what's going on here.
First the heartbreak of psoriasis, and now this. 2 weeks before the wedding and you're backing out, whatever will the neighbors
psoriasis?
think.
I can't marry someone I don't even know.
Fine, have it your way, but leave me out of it. If you're going to break Stephanie's heart, you march right next door and do it yourself. And don't expect me to write you a note.
Fiance? This is insane.
Good
Oh,
face.
You're not having second thoughts about marrying Stephanie. Is that what this silliness is all about? Pre-wedding jitters?
Can something like that produce amnesia?
Stop this foolishness right now and count your blessings. Stephanie is great at cooking and cleaning.
Ah, yes, the two attributes of a wife.
What's cooking and cleaning got to do with anything?
Honestly, boys are so dense. What else is there for a wife but cooking and cleaning? You may not appreciate a hot meal on a clean plate when it's there, but if it wasn't,
The left wing
we'd hear
hates
about
this
it
game
soon enough, I'll
with a
bet.
burning passion.
You're saying that's all there is to marriage? Cooking and cleaning?
Well, you'll have to ask your father about that, but
Check out
I'm
how
sure
progressive
Stephanie will
Steve
do
is
it
being, though.
when the time comes.
My father.
He's in the other room. He decided to sleep in today. Now please let me get back to my cookies.
Cookies?
The bake sale is on Friday, and yet you're baking the cookies now.
Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
But they'll be
Fair
stale
point.
by then.
That's why I'm throwing them away,
And then cooking more?
to replace the ones I throw out.
Why?
Well, I have to. No one's going to pay to eat stale cookies out of the garbage can.
But you expect me to.
Of course not, Steve. I wouldn't charge you. I'm your mother. Help yourself.
Sure. Thanks, Mom.
What charity is this bake sale supposed to benefit?
It'll help provide a fund for bums and
This is,
hobos who
however, a
wander
good,
into harvest and have
comedy
no
bit.
family ties.
Like I would totally
Kind of
say
a
this on a
specific
TV
target
show.
group, isn't it?
You have to pay attention to detail when dealing with such people.
I don't know what you mean.
You will. The whole thing has been organized by the lodge.
Tell me more about this bake sale. Why is it so important?
As I told you, many unfortunates who come to harvest end up needing financial help.
Why is that the town's problem?
It's not a problem, so long as those folks are taken care of.
Yeah.
It's the will of the lodge.
Going by how things are dealt with in this town, then I'm sure the financially ailed are taken care of in a suitable manner by putting a bullet in their skulls.
What lodge?
The Hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve. It's just the finest place in Harvest, and the most exclusive.
What's so great about it?
Hard to say, since hardly anyone gets inside. But it wouldn't be so exclusive if it wasn't just wonderful. Just like the new Reynolds dishwasher with their patented auto-dry process, TM. I've
Whoa.
never used one, but I know I want it. Instead of sulking around the house all day, why not walk over to the lodge and apply for membership?
Call the following number for your Reynolds dishwasher today. The last thing I want is a fez on my head.
Don't be so hasty, Steve. I think you'll find Harvest is a pretty dull place without the lodge.
You sound like the membership director.
Don't be silly. I just want what's best for you, that's all. Harvest is a town unlike any you've ever known.
In what way?
I don't have time to go into it now. Why not take a walk around town and pester someone else? I'm busy. Don't forget to put the papers out for Jimmy. You know how he gets.
Yeah, we just experienced that in an alternate timeline. Freshly baked cookies are in the trash can. I think we found the Perpetuum mobile. The infinitely cookie baking machine. Mom. These cookies are hot out of the oven. Baby group, a newborn sleeping soundly.
I told you I'm busy, Steve. Why don't you talk to Hank, or go next door and visit Stephanie, or go get an early start on your new job?
Hank?
Hank. That kid over by the television?
Your little brother is homesick from school today, and I won't have you scaring him with this amnesia poop.
Is he really sick?
Look at the show he's watching. Wouldn't you say he's sick? I'd make him stop, but oh, I'm so busy baking cookies for the Harvest PTA charity bake sale.
Okay,
It's on
that's a
Friday,
good
you
one.
know. I hope you're still planning on going.
I don't know. I need to think.
Honestly, skipping out of a charity affair. What's gotten into you?
I don't know.
Clearly
damn it,
the
that's what
solution
I'm
is to give the
telling you.
kid more TV to
Don't
watch.
you dare use that language around me. You're lucky your father didn't hear you. Or Stephanie, for that matter. How do you think she'd feel knowing her fiancé was a gutter mouth?
My father.
He's in the end.
Okay, we talked about that. What if we use more foul language?
Stop speaking nonsense, dear. Don't forget to put the
Wait, what I was gonna ask? The baby. The baby.
I told you I'm...
Baby!
Stop speaking nonsense, dear. Don't forget to put the papers out for...
A cabinet smells of dirty diapers. Where's Pops? Let's bug the old man. Or not. Someone's not having a good time in there. Alright, well, I guess we're going out to explore the city. Now, Scarnix. We can't just, go off on our mother like that. Missile base. Oh, that sounds splendid. And the lodge. You know there's shit gonna be transpiring at the cemetery. How crazy it is that for such a small township they have a missile base, their own mega lodge, a cemetery and mortuary. But hey, at least there's a general store. Air conditioned. Tape and broken glass. Obviously, a professional break-in. He's too busy working to notice you. Cream asparagus tips, 2 for 49 cents. Harvest Bake Sale this Friday in the school gym. This is Phelps.
Can I help you, dear?
Who are you?
This is Phelps General Store, so who would that make me? Maybe you need to go back to Gein Memorial and have Miss Whaley teach you about logic.
I'm fuzzy on a lot of things these days. My
I am
memory's
getting
not-
roasted left and right
You always
tonight.
were a kidder, Steve.
I'm serious. I need some help.
Well, they say a sharp blow to the head is a good thing for amnesia, in which case I'd recommend Miss Whaley again. Then again, they say a good scare can jog the memory, in which case I'd advise you
How do you
to
guys
visit
like the whimsical
Swordman at
clown
Arms
music
over at the
playing
lodge.
in the background?
That man gives me the willies. Speaking of willies, how's your father?
Don't know. My so-called mother keeps him locked in his room. And I can't get in.
Care to buy anything today? Just point to whatever you want. I'm a little hard of hearing.
Well, we have a whole, what, 25 cents? Variety of odd items for sale. Um. I think we know what we're buying. Ma'am, I would like to purchase some fine literature from your establishment.
A girly magazine? Why, Steve, I'm surprised at you. I'd expect that sort of thing from
I can
Deputy
assure
Loomis,
Mrs. Phelps this
but
is
never
for
from you.
research
He's always
purposes.
coming in here oogling the girly magazines behind my counter. Darned if I'd sell him one, though. I know his wife, for heaven's
I
sakes.
gotta get ready for marriage.
Well, will you sell me one?
I certainly will, Steve. That kind of interest is healthy for a young fellow. Steers him away from being a fireman.
Is that the pariah of the town? The fireman job? Don't worry if you fail at love, at least you can be a fireman. Oh, is that... Oh, is it because of the hoses? Is there like an innuendo in there? God, that's such a reach, but at the same time... Crushed paper cup with smudged lipstick on it. A blind woman is trying to read her mail. Ma'am, do you need a little help with that?
Yes?
I need some help, Mr.
Postmaster Boyle, what can I do for you today?
I'd like a lodge application.
Sorry, youngster, we're out of applications right now.
Come on, you must have one around here somewhere.
Well, I do have the master, but you can't write on that. And I only make copies once a month, on the button, regular as clockwork. Afraid not, son. You can't get them anywhere but the
Darn
post
it.
office. I'm sorry, you'll just have to come back in a month, same as anyone else. And even then, I can't guarantee you'll get an application. The line is always long, and there are never enough to go around.
It's very important that I get in quickly.
That's what they all say. Postmaster Boyle, I'll just die if I don't get into the lodge. I can't make an exception, young man. It just wouldn't be right.
Them's the rules, son.
Next time you post, don't forget the zip code.
Frosty. How accurate is this? Is this like the role model postman? An expectation one can never reach? That's what they want. Dude, what if during the training course for enrolling to the postal services job, they just made you play this game and showed you Postmaster Boyle and be like, that's how you should respond to every customer. Just follow procedures. Mr. Pastorelli doesn't respond, not understanding English. Mr. Swell, Mr. Parsons. Well, can I move?
Yeah. Howdy back,
sorry.
Mr.
Game's a little laggy here for some
Swell,
reason.
Steve. Don't you pull my old leg now. Change your mind
Dude,
about
that's another
aluminum siding?
What are you
Emote
talking
Warvy
about?
mug right there.
I really think you should talk your father into buying some. He can afford it. And I can't stress enough the value of some really fine aluminum siding. Keeps it warm in the summer, cool in the winter, and it keeps out the sheep. Pastorelli ought to look into some but I can't get him to understand a word I say.
Is that the tinfoil?
Steve, aluminum siding can't get a fair shake
Oh, yeah.
no more. Started when those firemen came to harvest, filling people's heads with new
This is the townsman,
like
conspiracy
color coordination
theorist.
and interior design. You can paint aluminum, you know, if you want to. But even so, I can't seem to move it anymore. Not even to a rube like Pastorelli. Thank God for the plumbing.
Well, you see, son, the importance of aluminum sign is that it keeps the alien plasma beams away so they can rob you of your cows, and it prevents the psychic control waves from influencing your mind.
Pastorelli's a rube from way back. Ask Clem Parsons how he followed up with the alarm system in here. I'm a plumber. I could fix it for him, but he just won't listen.
Dude, if he was an electrician instead, I'd be in that chair.
Well, I seen the end coming for the aluminum siding game, so I
Actually,
took
this
a
is just
nail
me
course
talking
and
about
learned how to
LED
be a
lighting
plumber.
technology.
Now, there's a business that never lets up. You'd be surprised what people flush down the toilet. Well, Nice to see you again, Steve.
Alright, what about this, fine fella?
Hello there, youngster. You see, them aliens I was telling you about? Well, they came back.
Oh, he's the aliens guy.
Cut another crop circle in my south field.
How come I never seen none of them saucers, Clem?
Them aliens is wily, Pete. You don't cross the intergalactic void without learning a trick or two. You know what Pastorelli did? Yesterday, he gets an alarm system to protect his pole. Only he don't know how to rig it, so now it's all awry.
Well, you see, Frosty, I can't stress the importance of LED lighting. You know how much money you can save replacing your halogens, old-fashioned, with some bright LED strips? It's all about the money, boy.
Why, that barber's pole of his is his pride and joy. Brought it all the way over from Italy, wrapped all special-like.
It is a very fine pole.
It ain't nothing but colored glass with some bulbs stuck up in it. But he thinks it's the be-all, end-all. Installed that alarm system just to protect it. Though who in tarnation would want to steal a worthless piece of junk like that? I don't
Who in
Maybe
tarnation?
them aliens, Clem.
Oh, Pete, don't be ignorant. Them aliens don't give a fig for no colored glass. You think if they can build spaceships, they can't make a dadgum barber pole? Crazy hick don't know nothing about science.
I love these two. Easily my two favorite NPCs so far.
Pastorelli shelled out for an alarm system, all right, but he's too cheap to hire an electrician to hook her up. Dang idiot cross-wired it to the fire sprinkler, so now when the alarm goes off, it sets the sprinklers.
Oh boy, that sounds like a cold nightmare for
Aliens
me.
looking for intelligent life ought to stay away from this shop, sure enough.
Ain't nothing worse than DIY enthusiasts. Why is the game lagging so much? It's not letting me press the prompt when I
Well,
want them
son,
to.
the ways of the alien is a specialized area of woodcraft unknown to all but the wiliest sportsmen. What you gotta remember is, your average alien is smarter than your average human. So you gotta be extra careful building your blind if you want to bag one.
You hunt aliens.
Son, after nailing an alien, you can never go back to quail. What? You think you can get one of those at a swap meet?
You like the pursed lips?
Line your blind with lead to fool their sensing machines. Lay real quiet and wait. Preferably in the woods.
You know,
around the
Steve, they
nuclear
call me the
base.
Duke
Oh, they love
Nukem of
messing around out
Harvest.
there.
Why not wait outside your field, Clem? Wait for 'em to come a-carving.
Oh, they do their crop dudes.
XCOM
Zap guns get there and
ain't
boy,
got
don't you
nothing
know
on this
nothing.
dude.
Besides, ain't no place
wish
to
they were
put
as
the
efficient.
blind out in the field. Now you listen to Clem Parsons if you want to tag an unearthly being. They cross the void, wondering what lies beyond, all the time not knowing that what awaits them is buckshot.
Guys, I think this is the long-awaited Redneck Rampage tie-in.
The Pastorelli's a funny sort. Foreigner, don't you know? He cuts hair pretty good, but he don't know spit about nothing else. You just ask him to hook up an alarm system if you need convincing. Pastorelli shelled out for an alarm system, all right. Anytime, Steve.
Anytime. An unfortunate extraterrestrial who journeyed hundreds of light years to wind up mounted on a barbarous wall. It takes a true sportsman to hunt down those dangerous cows. Truly. Except for its occasional hairball cough, it's hard to tell if the sheep is alive or not. Made of solidified mousse and sticky hairspray, this lovely mannequin is a work of art. Colonel Buster Monroe flipping the bird from his B-17 cockpit. It's a picture of Mr. Pastorelli as a young buck. A picture of a young Mr. Pastorelli, spaghetti in his mouth and all. Yeah. Italians fuming at the mouth with spaghetti. Clem Parsons took this rare photograph from an extraterrestrial. I mean, kind of redundant given, you know, we already have a live trophy here. A fancy barber's pole secured to the wall with straight slot screws. Guessing we're gonna need this little trinket at some point. For now, let's just familiarize ourselves with the town and its inhabitants. This right here, one of the most iconic characters in the game. Let's just say we're about to speak to a living legend.
Oh, who goes there?
They tell me my name is Steve.
All right.
You know, if you squint your eyes, he
Section
kind of looks like
21.
Tom Hanks.
Keep your distance, son. I
Kinda.
wouldn't want to have to blow your head off.
That makes two of us.
So you're the amnesiac, huh? Just another draft-dodging ploy the way I see it. But at least you're not an alien. You see their ships every now and then. Sometimes Swell bags one in the woods.
Who are you?
Colonel Buster Monroe, commander of the Harvest Nuclear Missile Installation, keeping America safe from those who would die a
Imagine
flag
being
red,
called
white,
Buster.
and pink.
These are nuclear missiles?
Goddamn right they are. Every one of them ready to rain death on the Ruskies. All I gotta do is hit the button and blammo! The price of vodka goes through the roof. Along
No.
with the vodka.
Not the
Well,
vodka.
I suppose you have, you know, safeguards against accidents?
Safeguards? Don't be such a weak sister. There are no safeguards. This is the 50s.
Then you have sole control of the, missiles.
That's right. Been in charge here since WW2, when I got my lower torso shot off in the war. Those panty-waists in Washington wanted
Who
to
needs
stick
safety
me behind a
procedures?
desk.
We have a
To hell
mentally
with that.
stable war
They
vest.
owed me. I left my legs in Dusseldorf. They owed me. Of course, they felt that after the trauma of having to crawl from Germany to England trailing my intestines behind me, I was too emotionally unstable to continue in the military.
Yeah,
That's why they
England
gave
will
me
do that
this
to you,
nice
good
cushy
sir.
job and put me in charge of the nuclear missiles.
Of all the fucking places to crawl back to hit to pick England.
Why are you asking about the button, son?
I'm just a little nervous about it. I mean, suppose an accident happens.
Don't get your panties in a bunch, mister. The button is perfectly safe. I keep it on my person all the time. No commie bastard.
Boy,
is
I
getting
sure
his
hope
mitts
he
on this button.
doesn't land
No,
on his
sirree,
belly.
Bob. No one initiates a nuclear holocaust in Harvest except me. Now, doesn't that make you feel better?
Hardly.
Frankly, all these questions are making me a little suspicious of you. Maybe you're one of those pink-blooded Americans. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't shoot you right now?
No, not really.
I appreciate your honesty, comrade.
Well, also, it's kind of ironic how the large building looks like a mosque. There's a lot of room for offensive content in this game, as you may have noticed. But hey, who gave a fuck in the 90s, right?
Oh, all right.
That makes two.
So you're the
Who are
Colonel?
these?
Goddamn.
Well,
That's those pants. That's why.
So clearly we don't want to press him about the button. Get it? Press the button.
you
Ugh.
say before you came to Harvest, your lower torso was shot off in the war?
That's right. I was behind enemy lines. The night was dark. The rain wet. Plastique I was supposed to rig the bridge with, precariously sandwiched between my knees as I crawled in the muddy mud. I didn't see the Jerry taking aim at me with his machine gun until half of me was flying through the air. With a quick spray of bullets in a straight line, he'd shot my body clean in two.
War.
My lower body landed at
War
the
never
Jerry's feet.
changes.
I can still hear him laughing as I started crawling in the general direction of England, calling behind me in broken English.
Mein Freund, where is your legs? Looky, what have we here? Some legs? Hey, did anyone lose some legs?
I'll never forget looking back over my shoulder and seeing that crowd doing the can-can with my legs. Still a few weeks
In an
later,
alternate
with only
timeline,
a
this
compass
is
and a pair of nylons, I made it back to
a
safety.
plot line for the next
Now the Krauts are our
Wolfenstein game.
friends and the commie bastards are our enemies. But even so, there's at least one crowd out there that I'll never invite over to Sunday dinner. Frankly, all these can you give me?
Can't shoot me. I'm an American. I have rights.
Rights, huh? Your average commie bastard is always only too ready to hide behind the Constitution. Real Americans waive their rights for the common good. Would you?
Sure I would. For this great country of ours.
You talk a good game, mister. But so does your average commie bastard. The Kremlin teaches its agents to talk their way out of a scrape. What do you think about
Shit,
that, son?
he's onto me. The communists can hardly be said to hold a monopoly in intellectual discourse.
You should have watched more TV and read less Dostoevsky if you wanted to pass for an American, comrade.
Well, that's me being outed as a commie twice. See? That was a good idea in making him responsible for overseeing the nuclear missiles. Perfectly suitable.
Oh, who go? Oh,
That...
so
Who?
Colonel.
The...
Goddamn.
Well... That...
That's right. When I those that's
Aliens.
aside from your commie bastard, your alien from another planet is the greatest threat to our democratic way of life. Did you know that 90% of sightings occur within the area of military installations? Hell, I shoot at them whenever I see their ships fly over. And my bullets ping harmlessly off of their hulls. I suspect those things operate out of the lodge, but just try to convince anyone in Harvest of that. I tell you, son, a nuclear holocaust would be preferable to a takeover by big-headed aliens.
No. We already
Lucky
did that
for us.
twice.
I'll be making that call when the time comes.
Let's not be so trigger happy this time.
Harvest is a fine town, steeped in traditional American values. But that lodge, well, it makes me suspicious, don't mind saying it. They've got their fingers into everything around here. Like a certain red commie bastard menace which shall be nameless.
I'll be sure to stay away from the lodge.
You read me wrong, mister. I think you should join the lodge, infiltrate it, and report back on any Red sympathizers. Your report could affect my decision on what I've got to do. Remember, duck and cover.
Wow, that sure was a character, right? Anyway. Screw. Oh yes. This time, we are joining the cultists.
Only initiates may enter the Hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon.
Did you... say something?
Look guys, it's Justin Wang.
But my mind touched yours.
Telepathy? But how?
Only those who seek enlightenment warrant my attention. Do you hunger for true knowledge?
What kind of knowledge?
Forbidden knowledge, the forgotten pleasures.
Hidden esoteric knowledge.
As yet undiscovered. But such is not for the likes of you. Not yet. You must first fill out an application to be considered for initiation into the mysteries.
Paperwork? Why should I fill out a stupid form?
Members of the Order are privy to many hidden truths.
Such as?
They know what the trees whisper to the wind to make it howl. They know what the worm knows as it squirms in a rotting leg. They know what you've forgotten.
I'm sure they had fun putting that Shockmaster filler on the voice actor. They call me the Shockmaster. Talking about my amnesia, aren't you?
When you find the path, truth will be revealed to you. When you possess the truth, you will know what you knew. And if anything remains forgotten, then it was never worth the knowing.
Alarming green sludge oozes from the drain. Red eyes gleam with eerie malevolence from the darkness. It looks as ancient as the building itself. Oh, I'm sure it's just a harmless church association that meets up for a tea and cookies baked by our motherly figure. Absolutely harmless. Anyway, Go to the Potsdam residence. The garage needs a new paint job. Mr. Potsdam.
There he is, my future son-in-law. And how's he doing today? What brings him to the Potsdam household, huh? Huh?
Guys, you know who you reminds me of? Phil Margera, Bam's father. I've lost my memory.
What a card.
Would I kid about something like that? Why won't you believe me?
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Your mother just told
That's gonna
me
become a
about your latest
sub-prompt
shenanigans.
at the way
Isn't
this is
that
going.
right, Mrs. Potsdam?
Sure did, Mr. Potsdam. You little rascal.
Imagination's a swell thing to have, in small amounts. Man needs to keep his feet on the ground, especially if he's getting married. Tell me, is your father feeling better? Is he going back to the slaughterhouse anytime soon?
Zawsze byłeś żartownisiem.
This is sick. I'm supposed to marry this Stephanie and I don't even know who she is.
Now look, Steve, a joke is all well and good, but don't go scaring me like that.
I'm not joking.
Now look, a commitment is a commitment. You're going to marry my daughter. We'll be one happy family, and your dad's going to give me all the meat I want, right? Right?
I sure hope that's not a double entendre for something else. Oh. Why is Stephanie grounded?
Well, don't look at me. Mrs. Potsdam wants Stephanie to study hard for her finals. If it was up to me, you could go straight upstairs, but you know, the little woman, you'll have to ask her permission to see Stephanie. Sorry, Steve. The last thing I want to do is upset you and your father before the wedding. Not with the meat at stake. You will remind your dad about the meat, won't you?
Schmeat.
Meat is the foundation of any decent society. Everyone needs at least 3 servings of red meat a day. And anyone who says otherwise is a commie. And once you're married to Stephanie,
I suppose we can add
I'll be part of the family
vegans
too.
to the list
And
of
your father will give me all the meat I
groups
want.
we're pissing off tonight.
Kinda makes up for not getting into the lodge.
Why are you so anxious to get into the lodge?
There's wonders inside. I've heard there's more meat in there than they know what to do with. Now that you're of age, Steve, you might go down to the post office and fill out a lodge application. They're always looking for new blood.
Dude, you know, this dude is a figure at the annual barbecue. Like, he goes down on those burgers.
Tell me about this wedding.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to hold the wedding down at the funeral parlor, since I'm not a member of the lodge. Mr. Moynihan has given his okay, and your father is going to cater the affair with plenty of meat. Moynihan is the undertaker. He also runs the Wayward Hotel. Since he's providing the space for the wedding, you might stop by and say hello to him, just to be sociable. But whatever you do, be sure to say hi to your father for me. Will you do that? Tell him hi, and remind him of the meat.
You know, as concerning as that sounds, doubling your hotel, as in the funeral home, is actually not a bad business venture. Think about it. Your customers kick the bucket overnight, and then they don't have to look far for burial services.
I haven't seen my father. He's locked in a room. I hear him moaning, but that's all.
He's not going to die, is he?
Like I said, I don't know. That woman, Mom, tends to him herself.
Well, next
Speaking
time you
of meat,
see him,
who the hell
be sure
is
to tell him that I said hello.
sizzling all that
And tell
meat?
him that
Because,
I'm
oh boy,
praying for his speedy recovery.
that static is going
Also,
mental.
would you remind him about the meat? Especially about the meat.
Yeah, fine. If I see him.
You should be more concerned. If he dies, then who's going to take over the slaughterhouse? Who's going to tend to the meat? I guess as his son, you'd take over. Right? I can't imagine a better job than working in a slaughterhouse.
I think working in a slaughterhouse might be cool.
Sure, it'd be just dandy. And you can't argue with success. Everyone in Harvest gets their meat from your dad. What a grand business to go into. Oh, sure. Cutting animals open may not be much fun. Reaching into their bodies and yanking out the bloody guts, intestines dangling. And
Actually, I'm
slapping
surprised he's
against
being
you.
so
The
squeezy
smell
about
of
this. You
death
think
and shit in your
this
nostrils all the
meat-loving
time.
individual will be all
Well,
about
those are all definite cons.
gutting
Now, once you're done,
animals?
the guts have been
What?
washed into the gutters.
Whoa!
What are you left with? Meat. Rows
Holy
and
shit.
rows of
What was that?
scrumptious red meat.
Calm down, Mr. Potsdam. That meat is making you sound like an alternate. Wait. What if he is one? Oh no. Are you the real Mr. Potsdam? Huh? You doppelganger? I'm onto you, buddy. Sadly, I cannot commit acts of violence. The man of the cow, squeezing his meat. Now read that out of context and... You know what? It's a running theme in this game, let's be honest. Anyway, check out this other hot mama. Ooh.
Hello, Steve. Have you flossed today?
You look just like my mom, except for the hair.
Honestly, you men can insult a woman without even knowing you've done
Uh-oh.
it.
That wasn't a good
What
pickup line.
horrible thing to say.
They're both standing around baking cookies. Same cut of dress. Same pearls. So bizarre.
There's nothing bizarre about baking cookies. The Harvest Charity Bake Sale is Friday, you know, and by gosh, Mrs. Marvin Potsdam Jr. can be counted on to do her share.
Could someone please turn the ocean off? I can't hear you over the waves.
Just because I'm doing housework doesn't mean I have to be a drudge. It's a wife's duty to look good for her husband at all times. What's wrong with wearing pearls, for heaven's sake?
Nothing, but you look like June Cleaver. Some kind of sitcom mom.
Sitcom?
Geez, you know, a situation comedy.
You wouldn't get
The
it.
weird part is, I can't remember how I know that.
I'm much too busy with housework to watch TV. Maybe Mr. Potsdam would know about sitcoms. Stephanie doesn't watch TV,
Have you
though.
heard the Family Guy?
She's grounded. You mustn't be too hard on Mr. Potsdam, Steve. He's a disappointed man. No matter how many lodge admission forms he fills out, they keep turning him down. He has a new application in, though.
Oh.
So keep your fingers crossed. If he joins the lodge, you and Stephanie can have your wedding in the chapel of love.
1 second, I got
rather than over at...
put it out again because Steam is acting up. I think we can save this. There we go. Based alt-enter.
Tell me about this wedding.
Well, it's set for 3 weeks. We're holding it over at Shady Oaks, Mr. Moynihan's funeral parlor.
Say what?
Now, I know it's not a very romantic place, but there's nowhere else to hold it, thanks to Mr. Potsdam.
In case you didn't get the idea, I don't love my husband very much.
You mustn't be too hard on Mr. Potsdam, Steve. He's a disappointment. Mr. Moynihan runs the Wayward Hotel and the Shady Oaks Funeral Parlor. It's rumored he has connections with the lodge, but the order keeps that kind of thing secret. So Mr. Potsdam has tried to get him to put in a good word for his lodge application, but so far...
Currently, we're buttering up to another local cougar, shall we say.
What can you tell me about the lodge?
Just that they're exclusive and secretive. If you're curious, you ought to pick up a lodge application at the post office and take it over to the sergeant-at-arms. Isn't that a thought? Forget Mr. Potsdam. If you became a member of the order, we could hold the wedding inside the lodge. My, wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah, when I think about sexy, I think 50s trad housewives. If you get my drift.
Give my regards to your parents.
Anyway, a thought just occurred to me. Since we have a bit of free space because of the aspect ratio on screen, how about we have some fun with it? Perfect. So I've heard that there's this trend on TikTok that, especially during informational videos, they will have like these little side videos playing alongside. For example, someone cooking a meal, because apparently young people are right now so anxious that they need stimulation all the time. So if there's like a moment of downtime, they lose their shit. This says a lot about society. So you guys get a little Kermit. Scarnix, this is happening on TikTok. At this point, it is absolutely real. Anyway, look at this fine Resident Evil 7 household. Tetsuya Crumb. I'm getting the fuck out. See this? That is not okay. I wrote a colorful picture of a wasp. Oh, dude. You know, I've seen at least once an abandoned wasp on the ceiling taken down, tucked away in the corner of the void, and I'm like, imagine living with these fuckers just buzzing above your head when you're unaware of it. Oh. Oh.
It's not often that I get visitors. I am Tetsuya Crumb. The ignorant of harvest call me the Wasp Woman. A pejorative, no doubt, born of fear and a poverty of imagination.
I don't understand.
The politics of honey, the Judeo-Christian rites of sacrifice and conventional taboos against unbridled pleasure are all responsible for the prejudice against wasps.
With all due respect, ma'am, but the reason why we don't like wasps is because they're aggressive fuckers that will sting you for no good reason.
The politics of honey are intertwined with the age-old struggle of the aesthetic versus the commercial. Because I choose to raise wasps instead of bees, I'm frowned upon by the community. Why? Well, raising bees is acceptable because they produce honey. But
And that makes them
sometimes
useful
it's
to
not
nature
what's
and society.
produced, so much as what
You know what?
is performed.
I don't see any particular use for wasps.
Why
Yeah.
must everything
Yeah.
have a use? Is money always the determining factor? More slender, more aerodynamic than the bee, the wasp is a joy to behold.
Type pleasure.
Beautiful and juicy. Isn't that enough to compensate for the little drawbacks?
No. No.
Yes, a great deal of pleasure. The wasp is a sensual being, not a laborer, hedonistic instead of industrial. Some think them quick to anger. In truth, they are easily swayed to ecstasy. They penetrate your flesh, and the muscular contractions in their thorax as they pump venom could be likened to the muscular contractions of ejaculation. Each painful welt, an act of love.
Listen, I got stung by a wasp once, and that's far from what I've experienced. Suffice to say, it did not feel good. Yeah, what's up, Golden and Running? Yeah, see, I'm not a fan of flying insects, period, of all kind, but bees, I'm okay with, because they mostly just, you know, take to themselves. If you don't mess with them, they'll stick to their little hives, mind their own business.
When a bee stings, it rips itself
Beebs
and dies for its audacity. This appeals to those raised worshipping a god that demands sacrifice and atonement. But the wasp is promiscuous. They are not as sympathetic to the masses because they don't die when they sting. They live to sting another day, and they take pleasure from it.
In case no one got the clue yet, this lady here is a thing for wasps. And I don't think I'm gonna stick around to indulge. Oh no. The icebox is sealed shut with wasp nests. European bees are native to the US. They're invasive species. Yeah, it's kind of funny how species mingling works because of human travels across the globe. Like over here in the UK, the native breed of the squirrel, the red variant, they've pretty much been, at least in London, wiped out by American squirrels, the grey ones, because they're far more territorial and aggressive. So they pretty much just overtook the whole neighborhood for themselves. But the bees are poofy and kind of flamboyant. The wasp is cool, it's sharp, sleek, and fucking cool. Rip, indeed. Johnson residence. During the day, Mr. Johnson keeps watch over his precious 48 Tucker.
Hello, Steve. How's the husband-to-be?
Other than having no
That's
memory,
a potential
I guess
sex
I'm all right.
offender right there.
All right. You should be ecstatic, considering what you're getting into, if you haven't gotten into it already. Speaking of which, I heard Stephanie was grounded. Her daddy's worried about getting his meat. Though if I were him, I'd be more concerned about Stephanie getting some meat.
Right. And you are?
You always were a kidder, Steve. I'm Mr. Johnson, remember? Glad you stopped by. Just got
It's almost like I'm looking at a
relaxing the
completely
sucker.
different dude in his
I
idle
could use
pose.
a little relaxation. But since Edna's not here, I might as well talk to you. Edna Fitzpatrick is one of the snootiest women in town. I declare there isn't a woman
I
in
do
Harvest that
declare.
turned me away. If I was interested, that is. Just because she owns DNAs, she's got all these highfalutin ideas about independence. And her with a little girl to raise. That child needs a father. And Edna, well, she needs a good, hard penis.
Straight to the point, are we?
What makes you so sure she needs a penis?
You saying Edna's getting it from someone else? Like maybe that damn Sheriff Twain? He's over at DNA's diner every day from noon to 1, eating his dadgum pie. And I got a feeling he'd like Edna for dessert. Sure, it's the only
You guys like how this
town, but I'm
chicken
sure he's got more on his mind than
getting
food.
decimated in the background? It sure adds to the seriousness of this exchange. There it goes again.
I'll admit DNA's diner does good business. But money isn't everything to a woman. Can money keep you warm at night? Can you wrap your thighs around it? Or rake bloody gashes in its back with your painted hollowed fingernails? Edna! Edna! So, how's Stephanie?
Guys, this is some Tommy Wiseau tier dialogue. Oh, hi, Mark.
Speaking of Stephanie, I still haven't gotten an invitation to the wedding yet.
I don't have anything to do with that.
That's okay. Personally, I'd prefer a pass to the honeymoon.
Look at this
You
fucking
could
guy.
use the back seat of my Tucker for the maiden voyage. It's plenty big. Believe you me. I'd drive you around. And I wouldn't look in the back seat. I guarantee it. Though if you'd like to come up front and take the wheel a while, I wouldn't say nay.
By the way, Steve, if you're free, whenever, you can come to my house and fuck my wife. I promise not to watch. Well, maybe I'll sit back in the chair, arms folded, and just watch you guys go at it.
Bye now.
God, I forgot how an amazing cast of characters this game has. Well, from that, it's only natural that we go to the mortuary now. These votive candles have been lit by many well-wishers for the dead. Or one well-wisher with a lot of matches. Liminal space vibes. You hear that buzzing? Those fluorescent lights going nuts? See that wallpaper? This is a backrooms level. A schedule of this week's funerary events. Those dear to us who have passed recently: Jonathan A. Rhinecliffe, Mr. Moynihan.
Stephen.
Who are you?
I am Daniel Moynihan, mortician and proprietor of the Wayward Hotel.
Most people ask me why I don't remember their names.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Besides, as one who deals with the dead, I try not to involve myself in the affairs of the living. Your loss of memory
I
is
swear
of
I'm
no
gonna have to
concern
keep
me, true or
the
false.
Seinfeld
Ironic, considering
bass
my
thing
recent
whenever they say the
involvement in
line.
a charity event.
What are you talking about?
My complaints were central to the scheduling of the upcoming Harvest Bake Sale. I'm gratified the Order of the Harvest Moon got involved. The proceeds will certainly help cover my losses.
I love how he's just attending business in a full suit. It's a grimy job, but you always gotta look nice.
This bake sale is a joint effort of the Harvest PTA and the Order of the Harvest Moon. The proceeds will be used to set up a fund for transients. In other words, bums and societal rejects without families who wander into Harvest uninvited.
Then the Order is setting up shelters for the homeless?
Not shelters. Graves.
Oh.
You see a great number of these hobos die while passing through.
Oh.
Don't ask me why, it's what those people do. Use your common sense, Stephen, memory or no. If they were involved in setting up homeless shelters, then why would I be involved? And why would I be sustaining losses?
Good for business.
As always, the Order of the Harvest Moon has taken the lead in addressing our societal ills. Through their sponsorship of the blood drive and the bake sale, the lodge ensures that all our needs are met.
Needs? Such as?
Pardon me, there are corpses to prepare. And my losses have been substantial of late. If you're sincerely interested in the Order, however, you should stop by the lodge and speak with the Sergeant-at-Arms.
Why should I be interested, Mr. Moynihan?
Of all the spots in Harvest, the lodge is the most prominent, literally and figuratively. It is the ambition of everyone here to join, and join you must to attain wisdom.
What kind of wisdom?
If I knew, I'd be a member. I have the feeling you have what it takes to join the Order, Stephen. We all believe that. Whether or not you live up to your potential is up to you.
You know, I've been using this moment of downtime to jog my memory. Thinking of a good response for Skarnix. A lot of these I couldn't actually be able to utter on stream. On the off chance that one of the moderators actually knows Polish. I guess I can always call him a son of a bitch. Which would be skurwysyn.
This bake sale is a joint effort of the Harvest PTA and the Order of the Harvest Moon. The proceeds will be used to set up a fund for transients. In other words, bums.
Then the...
Not shelters. Graves.
I mean, if you want a better insult which just came across my mind, you can call him a broken dick, which in Polish is chuj złamany.
It seems that, like some elephant's graveyard,
that should
people of
shatter
low
his confidence
station
as a
come
man.
to Harvest to die. They simply drop dead, penniless, and they all need burials. God knows, by putting these people up at the Wayward Hotel, I do more than my fair share. So why must I pay for the coffins and burial materials as well? My losses to the dead are substantial. Hopefully the bake sale will offset some of them.
Alright, so let me type that out for you. In the Twitch chat. Hang on, I need to tab out it for this. So basically, you type it out as such. Yeah, because it doesn't like me, you know, going between tabs. But that's fine. So basically you pronounce this as Huizumane. The L is actually a special character in Polish, which you pronounce as wy. And loosely translated in English, it means broken dick. I would say it's a very much Polish insult.
Yes, I prepare them. I use this astro glue to close my autopsy incision rather than sutures. It's much faster, more efficient.
It's
Of
also very
course,
unhygienic.
It only holds for
But who
a short
cares?
while, but once they're in the ground, who cares if they split open? They will anyway.
See what I mean?
The pressure of the gases and the worms pressing outward, rupturing the cavity open. So why bother with fancy needlework?
A cold-blooded approach.
But what of my losses? Do you
Załatwię to
realize
jeszcze
if it
przed
weren't
obiadem.
for the efforts of the Order of the Harvest Moon, the bake sale and so forth, even with the Wayward Hotel, I'd be hard-pressed to stay in business.
Fun Polish fact. So my region in the northeast of Poland, where I come from, it's one of the two areas in Europe that has the largest European bison population, called Żubr in Polish. Specifically, it's a nature reserve, like 2 hours away from my hometown, where you can just straight up go into the forest and see those dudes with your own eyes. I mean, they're still in zoos across the country, but you get to see them in their natural habitat, which is pretty fine. Because the European bisons, back in the day, they used to be like spread all across Central to closer Eastern Europe, but because of deforestation and hunting, their population pretty much dwindled to a rather small margin encompassing northeastern Poland and a part of Belarus. Anyway,
I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I find the company of the living so wearisome.
Nice to meet you, sir. I'm sure we'll get to see each other. On the counter sits a new tube of astroglue.
You can't have that, Stephen. I need it for my work. And may I say you're a rude young man for attempting to steal it.
I was only gonna borrow it.
Indeed. And have you anything I could hold as security?
Security? Like what? Money?
I'm afraid that's not good enough. I need that glue for my work. You must present me with something significant if you'd have me part with it.
But how on earth am I supposed to satiate my kleptomaniac habits as an adventure game protagonist? Also, thank you for the follow, Dark Spoon Forge. Appreciate it. These organic things floating in formaldehyde in these jars. The sort of things that make you want to look away before you can really see what they are. But your eyes won't oblige. A pair of bloody handprints are smeared across the glass. A very nasty looking sink. Daniel lies on 33 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that means because I do not use heathen values. Disembodied organ which was never meant to pump formaldehyde. The fan's wearing blades barely stir the stench-laden air. The messy remains of some poor soul. What if Master of Puppets suddenly started playing? No, not Master of Puppets. Eye of the Beholder. Is it Eye of the Beholder? Where's my brain tonight? For Whom the Bell Tolls. It's even the fucking song name. Jeez. Either that or Hell's Bells by AC/DC. You know, I always get the two confused at first, because they almost start identical, it's just the pacing of the bells that's different. A saint kneels before a shepherd, jubilantly terrified. A hauntingly beautiful stained glass window in which a man holds a siphon in one hand and some ethereal power in the other. I don't think this is a Christian establishment, unless this is some sort of depiction of Jesus Christ I'm unfamiliar with. The imprint of a head, buttocks, and sliding heels are scraped to the thick dust of the pew. Ooh. Anyway, I have been told by a chat member to go back and throw hands against the wasp lady, because apparently there's a cutscene we can behold. Maranax Palax. We stand bees in this household, bitch. Oh. Whoops. Got a little too trigger happy there. I mashed so hard, we went past the cutscene. Just the way I play fighting games. Oh, come on. It does look promising, however, from that small glimpse we witnessed. The wasp lady, huh? Oh. You know, that kind of reminded me of the Wasp Lady remake. You guys familiar with that one? It has a very notorious bedroom scene, which may involve a mid-intercourse wasp transformation. Oh. Yeah, I saw that as a growing kid, and it kind of fucked me up. Anyway, we'll keep this lady alive for now in case she's necessary for plot developments. Oh, we got more of the township here. Fire station, police station, newspaper building, Edna's Diner, TV station, Game Memorial School, the meat plant. Let's scout our new job opportunity. Why are there so many cats around here? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this hurts me on a personal level. Whatever is in these barrels smells extremely bad.
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
About the same, I guess.
He's been away from work for weeks, and when I call your house, your mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say. Though I am glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Aw, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia hokum. Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly?
That is vaguely Doom music playing in the background. Kinda, sorta.
You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach. A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat. But red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it. So when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher. Of course, amnesia would certainly help that, wouldn't it?
Oh my god, you're right. He kinda does vaguely look like Papa John, except less greasy. Well, now we know the special ingredient on that pizza, huh?
What exactly is wrong with your dad?
I don't know.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Steve. You should be thinking about running the family business one day. That, getting into the lodge.
Amnesia.
Look, I'm not kidding about the amnesia. Why won't anyone believe me?
You
Well, you
always
always were such a kidder, Steve.
Funny how that's beginning to sound like a stock answer. Like it was coached.
You sure are acting like a kidder, son. With your dad ill, you're gonna need to start behaving like an adult. Especially if you're gonna take over the family business.
They knew what they were doing. That's a rare moment of self-awareness.
You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach. A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat. But red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've
Hey,
got
no
to
problem,
have it.
Skarnix. Thanks
So
for
when
hanging out,
you
pal.
can do this all day and
Sleep
help
well, buddy.
yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher. Of course, amnesia would certainly help that, wouldn't it?
You should totally send this cutscene over to Mr. Rogers. I'm sure it would put his past experiences into perspective.
Come to think of it, I don't see any cattle around here. Where do you keep the animals?
Well...
Does it matter? The end product is all the customer cares about, Steve. And we only carry the finest meat, only the juiciest cuts. Once you take over the business, you'll realize the importance of maintaining quality while
This is
cutting
the third
costs.
time we got
We know
shown
what we're
this
doing here, Steve.
decimated
If we didn't,
feline.
would the lodge use us to cater their
It doesn't make
affairs?
me any less upset. I'm sure it's good. Could have some meat to take home.
Your father's very particular about the profit, Steve. No freebies for anyone. But seeing how you're his son, if you'll bring written permission from your father, I'll give you the meat.
Cutting costs.
There are certain tricks of the trade, Steve. Once your dad gets better and you start working in here cutting up the meat, you'll be privy to them. There's always cheaper, better ways to do things, if you're creative.
Boy, they sure like showing these two images in particular. Like, they're really proud of them.
Don't be such a stranger, Steve, and my best to your dad.
This used to be a kitty cat. Rip in pieces. The carcasses of several small animals. So you might be wondering, wait, where are all the canines? Well, let's just say they're long extinct. But don't you worry, cats are speeding up to them. Oh boy, are they. Hello, Principal. I heard that you like to get a little raunchy with a teacher. Not an underage student for once.
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You could say that.
Good, good. That's a nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper. Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Harold, principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia
Do spread fast.
I had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now, fine young fellow like yourself. But now, I think maybe you need a little more quality time.
Oh no. Please elaborate.
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization. Myself, I temper discipline with love. Quality time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few sessions, you'd stop this amnesia nonsense and become a productive member of society and a fit candidate for the lodge.
Why is everyone in this town a sex maniac?
Big guy, borrowing some quality time, the greatest gift I can bestow upon you as your former principal is a word of advice. Join the Order of the Harvest Moon at any cost. Within the lodge lies your future, and without, dust. Surely mine is the most important position in Harvest. The ability to mold young minds. That's power. You might think Sheriff Dwayne's the most important man here, big guy. But he only deals with my failures. When I do my job right, the sheriff never sees a thing.
This game is almost a commentary of sorts at times, but then, out of the blue, someone says something that completely destroys the point they're trying to convey.
Why do you keep calling me big guy?
A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now, but you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets and pay tribute to your inferiors. You never know who will come to power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. For all I know, you might already be a member of the Order, with access to the lodge. If that were the case, you'd be my superior, and I'd be all that much better off having shown you respect and spent some quality time with you.
See, here's the thing, Frosty. You never referred to me as big guy. I thought you respected me and considered a friend. Oh. Well. I mean... after all these years of, bro-ups and whatnot, it's okay, I understand. I can live with it.
Drop in
No
again
biggie.
soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing, as is adult quality time.
The door is locked. These lockers are riddled with inexplicable stains and dents. Inexplicable, you say. Well, A distasteful amalgam of chewed gum, mangled love notes, broken ballpoints, coozing blue ink, and wadded Kleenex. Glass protected fire alarm. Do we wanna get rowdy? Well, players. Fun allowed within the boundaries defined by the game. Where do you leave the area? God, I love how jittery that walk cycle is. Like, you can see the frames just shitting themselves. Oh, there we go. Indians? Too busy drinking and smoking, they ignore you. What, are we auditioning for the cowboy show? Apparently. Oh, no one is operating the camera. A corny western backdrop complete with a cardboard teepee. This is the magic they don't want to see.
Stay tuned, buckaroos. There's more to come on Range Riders Cowboy
Guys,
Roundup.
it's a little frosty.
So don't go away.
And that's me.
And what's your name, hombre?
Steve.
Steve's a swell name. My dog's name is Steve. Would you like my autograph, Steve?
Yeah, I guess.
Here you go, then.
Someone will like it.
Violence? What about it?
I love all the blood and gore in your show.
What red-blooded American doesn't? Nothing like an exploding head to get the blood pumping. Literally, that is.
Even so, do you think society pays a heavy price for the violence in the media?
Of course they pay a heavy price. Just look at the net profits. They'll line up around the block to see a good slaughter. Now, excuse me, we're going back on the air.
Meat permission slip. Official meat release form. Under no circumstances are any parties not mentioned in this release as the recipients receive any Harvest Meats incorporated products. Employee signature. Do hereby give my full permission to recipient to receive a great free product from Harvest Meats. Dude, this looks like a fucking SCP institution form. Wait, I didn't even get to give the little guy his newspaper. Oh. So how about some fine dining, boys and gals?
Oh, Steve, what are you doing sneaking up on me like that? God, for a second I thought you were Mr. Johnson. What would you like to order?
You know me?
Sure. And my name's Edna Fitzpatrick. I'm not the one with amnesia.
Then you believe me.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I guess
God
I've
damn it.
changed. I'm not kidding.
Now, Steve, faking amnesia won't help anything.
If you don't want to marry Stephanie, then don't. But don't play sick, for heaven's sake. I'd expect that from Karen, not an 18-year-old. You've met Karen, my 8-year-old. Other than the diner, she's all I have.
That would almost be cute if not within the confines of this video game. If anything, it has me concerned.
A liking for me. I'd call it a crush, but that's too innocent a word. He's a bitter man with too much time on his hands. He's never gotten over being rejected by the lodge, and there's something unwholesome in the way he looks at me. I'm always glad when the sheriff comes in every day.
Lady, if you heard the words he said, oh boy.
Sheriff Dwayne is such a dear man. And I don't just say that because he's my most regular customer. Every single day, rain or shine, he comes in here at noon for lunch. Sits in the same spot, too. That's at least an hour every day when I can be sure Mr. Johnson won't show up. You know, it's funny. Dwayne never comes in here with Deputy Loomis, but he frequently dines with Mr. McKnight. You know, the owner of the TV station. Sometimes he comes in with Postmaster Boyle, but somehow I don't think they're friends. Though I see them together a lot, Boyle and the sheriff never act very friendly towards each other. Almost like there's some kind of bond between them besides friendship, though what it might be I can't imagine. Maybe Sheriff Dwayne resents the fact that he's never been able to get into the lodge. Though that's not Boyle's fault. He just hands out the applications.
How do you know?
He doesn't decide who gets admitted. Stop by anytime, Steve.
Yeah, I'm just gonna casually take this cake cover. Because, I don't know, video game logic.
Hi, what's your name?
Karen,
What are you doing?
playing. My mom is working, so I gotta stay out of her hair. Wanna play?
Not now, maybe later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Somehow that was the most wholesome interaction in Harvest, right? A 1955 Frag 100 with a real leather seat. Mean machine. Let me tell you. Oh. Oh. So, about the newspaper kid. I think, he's not telling us something. The cop knows you're too busy running a bug report. Now, you know, there's gonna be some spice when talking to these perfectly normal police officers. The pot hisses at you from its perch. A map of Harvest.
Hello, Steve. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sheriff Dwayne, and this here's Loomis.
Pleasure, I reckon.
Then, we haven't met before?
Of course we have. But I heard about your alleged amnesia, and figured I'd play along. I sure hope this is just a prank. And not the
You know
start of some
how
insanity
Mr. Potsdam reminds me
Keep
of
your nose
Phil
clean,
Margera?
or you'll wind up in jail, and that's no place to hold away.
This is Vincent Margera, the uncle. It's all coming together.
Why do you want to break your poor mama's heart with all this amnesia bunk?
I'm telling you the truth. Why won't anyone believe me?
You always were
you've
a
always
kidder,
been
Steve.
a kidder, Steve.
Yeah, so everybody keeps telling me.
Boy, you need to stop all this funning and get serious. You've got a wedding coming up soon. Heck, you should be thinking about your career and about joining the lodge. Amnesia or no, you can't have forgotten you're about to marry the prettiest little thing in Harvest. I think you and Stephanie are perfect for each other. I just hope her father's disappointment doesn't spoil everything.
Disappointment?
Mr. Potsdam wants to hold the wedding in the lodge, but he'll never get in. Like all the rest, he's always hanging around the post office the first day of the month, waiting for Boyle to bring out that month's lodge applications. And there's always a long line, never enough applications to go around, and even if you do get an application, chances are you're right out of luck. Fewer called to the order and even less accepted. And Potsdam, well, they've turned him down so many times, unless he does something radical, he'll never get in.
Well, now you know what your pastor is doing when he's not preaching. He is enacting the law of God.
Crime-wise, nothing much has happened in Harvest since the newspaper fire. Oh, sure. Every week or so, we get the odd transient dropping dead. But other than that, it gets pretty slow around here. Sure, you remember. The Sentinel building burned down about 6 months ago.
That's what I'm telling you, Sheriff. I don't remember anything. Why won't you believe I have amnesia?
Say the line.
Well, you've always been a kidder, Steve. Anyway, the fireman said the fire was caused by arson. I never caught the perp, though.
But we found the gas can that was used. Yes, sirree, Bob. It's in the evidence room.
Loomis, that's classified. Darn it.
How many times you gonna have to tell me to keep my mouth shut, I wonder? Sorry, boss.
You've got the gas can in the evidence room? Did you dust it for prints?
Oh, hell no.
You've been watching too much TV, Steve. Heck, who can make out all those curvy lines anyhow? No, it's sitting in there gathering dust, clean as the day we found it. Just in case I ever need a spare gas can. That case is closed, Steve.
Dude, no, that is law enforcement at work.
Loomis here is my deputy. Without him, I'd have a hard time keeping the peace, or at least taking a lunch break. Mainly Loomis answers the phone and babysits the office while I'm out, though sometimes he likes to go in the back and stain the jail mattress. Isn't that right, Loomis?
Oh, now, Sheriff, what you gotta go and say that for?
Loomis has more than his share of problems. I wouldn't invite him to the wedding. Or if you do, make sure he doesn't catch the garter. That could be embarrassing.
Oh, I wouldn't do nothing, Dwayne. But I sure would like a little garter than been around Stephanie's thigh. Oh, well, that'd be right special.
Happy Valentine's Day. Haha.
Stop on by any time, Steve.
Anything I can help you with?
That coffee sure smells good.
Help yourself. Speaking of which, you're real lucky to be marrying Stephanie. She don't look like a good woman. I just hope she don't turn out like Mrs. Loomis, or mercy forbid Mrs. Phelps. Good women can be awful hard on a man's needs, don't you know?
This is Maiden if he gets married.
Oh gosh, I wish I had some of them girly pictures, but Mrs. Loomis won't let me keep them in the house. I still remember the time she caught me holding some of them pictures up with one hand. She took the broom to me. howled like a hound dog, the broom going up and down, flashing straw and blood, blood and straw, and I drooped. I was crying so bad, and it was so hard I had to crawl under the porch naked. With
Love
all the
hurts.
black widow spiders, and I got bit something fierce. Little fangs are digging into my bare behind all over. I ask you, is that any way to treat a man? And Mrs. Phelps and the sheriff don't make it no easier neither. Mrs. Phelps down at the general store don't help things none. She's got them special picture books, the one with
I
the
think we need to
lady.
help out a homie in need.
But she won't sell me none on account of she knows my wife, Mrs. Loomis. Dad gum if that don't burn my britches. If and I even ask about 'em, she tells Mrs. Loomis and I get the broom. Enough to break a man's heart. Her burning my French postcards.
French
and me
postcards, now
unable to
that's an
replace
expression I
'em.
haven't heard in forever.
A man's got needs, don't you know?
Actually need to remember to add dead gum to my daily repertoire.
Why, you sure ought to appreciate what a man's got to do sometimes in a parked car, or a waist-high knothole in a tree, or jail cell at noon. Matter of fact, Mrs. Phelps got no reason not to sell you some of them French postcard girly picture books. If you can get any, it's see clear to part with them. Bring 'em round when the sheriff's at lunch, and I'd be obliged.
Sure, buddy.
Course, I don't necessarily mean French postcards. That's just what we called them in my day. Any kind of girly picture book, the kind men like, would be just dandy. I'd be right grateful, kiddo, if you were to bring me one.
Let me make one thing clear though, we're not shaking hands afterwards, so no.
Anytime, kiddo.
No, 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 no.
That's the evidence room, where we store items lifted from crime scenes. It's kept locked at all times. There's things in there that could make people jump through hoops, if I wanted.
It's labeled unsolved arson and it's full. An empty file cabinet called solved cases. It's labeled unsolved murders and it's full. Lowest crime rate in all of the United States. Oh boy, this sure looks a regular fire department.
Please excuse the mess. They've done wonders with the upstairs bedroom, but this garage defies color coordination.
Yep, nothing unusual going here. No, sir. Nuh-uh. Salva is foaming from these barking chops.
Don't bother me, I'm sketching. Oh, look what you made me do!
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the House of Flame, as we like to call it. Oh, cut it out, Spots, honestly. Once he gets barking, a good piece of meat is the only way to shut him up. There you go, Spot. So, Steve, bet you don't remember me. Heard about that short in the
That
old
lick was
wiring.
totally unnecessary, but it
I'm
made
Fire
it.
Marshal Sparky, head of your fire department.
Then why are you sketching nude men in my fire department?
Please, it's not the subject, it's the process. Don't be such a party pooper. We're talking about art. Besides, we haven't had a
Didn't know
fire
we were
in Harvard
sketching
since
Hank
the
Hill over
newspaper
here.
building burned down. Though I'll admit that the Wasp Woman's place is one big accident waiting to happen. Isn't that right, Spots?
That's a good dog.
Spots is a dandy watchdog, but like the rest of us, he has one awful vice. None of us can resist a nice cut of meat.
They could definitely show that. Oh, I love this game.
Art enriches the community, Steve. No less than a pulsing fire hose or a fireman beating down a blazing door. So what if we're drawing a nude man? So what if all we ever draw is a nude man, or the same nude man over and over in all sorts of provocative positions? Context, not content. Process, not subject. Don't be so ghost, Steve. It's beneath you. A dreadful affair. You wouldn't think that a brick and steel building with a sprinkler system could go up that quickly.
Such a shame they were too busy drawing art.
Oh, please. Dwayne was glad enough to see the thing go up, and so was McKnight. If you could get into that safe in his wall... Forget it. Look, Steve, as far as I know, the fire was an accident. Let's just leave it at that. Now don't you go moving.
Beautiful. With a magnificent JPEG.
Some people think all we do is sit around, sketching, fetching examples of manhood for our own amusement. Nothing could be further from the truth. Why, just the other day we cited Tetsu a crumb for fire code violations. All the dried out paper wasp nests clustered around our wooden house. Why, it's a chemlog just waiting for the right faggot. Believe me, none of us wants to see another fiasco like the Sentinel fire.
I will have you know, it's an ancient expression. Although, in the context of what we're seeing, yikes.
Bye-bye.
I don't converse on the job, Steve.
A picture of phallic-like structures standing all in a row. An impressionistic landscape. A picture of a storybook fairy castle. A well-endowed nude man standing in the moonlight. A photorealistic mural of a peaceful countryside. All of this while there's an accident happening outside. Yeah, I think that about does it for a little tour of Harvest, except cemetery. Which looks mighty damn inviting, might I add. 2 years in Harvest was too long. Fear not in death, Monte Jakes. Scotty begging. We shall rest easily without you. Here lies Boxcar Willie. These have to be like death references. November 27th, 1948. Another unknown visitor. Unmarked. Not even glue could save him. Rest in peace, Elmer. Robert Williams, 1922-1947. May your fantasies be forever gory. Wait, is that a... Is that a Roberta Williams reference? Rip the unnamed hobo. It's gonna be me. Eventually. Yeah, an interesting place amongst the graves. The marble doors have been sealed shut. The leaning sycamore is dead rot and unstable for climbing or stringing nooses. The Potsdam family crypt. Well, by the looks of it, we've seen what we could, so I think it's high time we try to actually nudge the story a little bit. Well, one idea I only have at the moment is to hand this autograph to our little buddy here.
Big whoop, Steve.
Well, never mind that, apparently. You'd think he'd be all crazy about it. Range Rider.
Leave me alone, will ya? This is the good part. Say what? Good. Finally.
Hmm. What about the master bedroom? I do have a pen.
Oh, man. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that didn't work.
I mean, we got some clues into how to proceed, but not really like a clear-cut solution.
I told you I'm busy, Steve. Why don't you talk to Hank or go... Don't forget to put...
Oh wait, maybe we gotta put the paper out for the little guy. Unless I was supposed to give it to him directly, in which case...
Damn it. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Well, that didn't work.
Well, thankfully, in case I get stuck, I do have a guide I can always refer to.
Sorry. You'll have to ask Mrs. Potsdam for permission to see Stephanie. She's in the kitchen.
Can I actually try to do that?
Hello, dear.
Yes, please.
She's upstairs. Go right on up. Just remember, she's
you
grounded
go.
until the wedding. Give my regards to your parents.
Let's move on up. It's made of high-tech Tupperware. This device is slowly releasing noxious smelling chemicals into the hallway. This plaque has had its metal plate removed. So, books about red meat and its importance to living well. This plastic plant needs a good watering. A pair of ceramic baby shoes. It's, you know, one of those things.
Who are you? What are you doing in my room?
Haven't you heard? we're getting married.
So, you're the one. Steve, isn't it?
You mean
I hope
you don't know me?
the actress
I
who
mean,
plays
I
Stephanie
don't know anyone. I
has
don't
moved
remember
on
anything.
to
How
greener
many times do I have to
pastures
say it?
compared to
Just one,
Steve's.
Stephanie, because I can't remember a damn thing either.
Really? Oh God, I thought it was just me.
You're not alone. Can you tell me what's going on here?
Those people downstairs have locked me in my room. They say I'm grounded until the wedding.
Those people.
They claim to be my parents. I can't dispute it because I can't remember for sure one way or the other, but it doesn't feel right.
I know what you mean. I don't belong here.
Do you have any idea where you do belong?
No, but I'm fairly sure I don't belong in Harvest.
Yeah. I can't remember anything. But I feel in my heart that the woman downstairs is not my mother. She's like this thing. Like a parody. A bad joke with mother as the punchline. Does that make any sense?
You know, now that I think about it, this kind of has like Erie, Indiana, with a sprinkle of Twin Peaks kind of vibe going on. It's not a bad premise at all. As corny as those shows were, they still had some merit.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who sees it that way. I thought I was going crazy.
Join the club. But we can't both be crazy, Stephanie.
Either way, something really weird is going on here. I've got to escape, and so do you. Because in a way, whether you know it or not, I think we're both grounded. It's been hell. They treat me well, but they won't let me leave this room. Not even to go out in the yard. Not until the wedding.
They won't tell you why?
Each one blames the other for grounding me. They make up different excuses. Different things I did, none of which I remember. So I sit up here, watch the world outside my window, and listen to the noises in the house.
Have you heard or seen anything that might help us figure this thing out?
Every morning, a weird boy comes to the house and picks up the paper. He doesn't deliver the paper. He picks up scrap paper that Miss Potsdam sets out on the porch for him. Some mornings she forgets, and the boy gets furious.
Boy, I sure hope he doesn't pull out the gun on me.
Anything else you can tell me?
Again.
I hear these weird scraping sounds in the bathroom sometimes. Like something is sliding along the wall. Claws, maybe. And Mr. Potsdam. I don't like the way my dear daddy looks at me. Both of them are always watching me.
Uh-oh.
Especially him.
You don't think they're dangerous, do you?
I think this whole place is dangerous. I think we've got to escape. Before it's too late.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried if I was her, because based on personal experience, 2 in 3 men in this fine American town are creeps.
Escape?
The other are firemen.
Harvest is a prison, Steve. Don't forget that. Of course I'm right. Everything in Harvest seems to revolve around this damned lodge, this Order of the Harvest Moon. They're responsible for this insane bake sale that's coming, and for the Harvest Blood Drive, too. When people talk about the lodge, it's always in this hushed, reverent tone. Mom keeps telling me that women can't join, but she keeps pressuring me to get you to join.
She's not the only one who wants me to sign on with the lodge.
That's probably the worst thing you could do.
You think the lodge is some kind of trap?
I think all of Harvest is a trap.
If that's true, maybe joining the lodge is the way out.
Look,
if you can
why
beat
not
him,
explore
join
the
him.
town a little? I can't get out of here, but if I could, that's what I'd do. Maybe you can figure out what's happening here without going anywhere near the lodge.
You're really afraid of the lodge, aren't you?
I look at that building, all lit up at night, and I get scared.
Yeah, just in case you missed it the first time.
Seem like a harmless bunch of Masons to you? Come back and visit me soon, okay?
You got any shit I could steal from you? Guess not. She's pretty. The picture on the wall is hanging a bit crooked. Whoa, Nelly. Hubba. I guess we know what the good Mr. Potsdam has been up to in his spare time. Ooh, hang on. Got a headache? This aspirin should do the trick. Yoink. A jar of extra strength oral lube, great for getting in and out of tight spots. Yoink. 1 hour of cough medicine. Yoink. Warning, yeast is affected, not to be used for baking cookies. Be sure to rub the tube from the bottom. Better ask Stephanie about these. Which is exactly why I'm gonna take them. Like a weirdo. Those zippy vitamins will pick you up. Dental floss. 300 yards of it. Sketching of band-aids. I like how I'm practically emptying this entire medicine cabinet, but only arbitrarily. Feels like coarse sandpaper. It'd be painful to wipe with this stuff. There was no practical point of putting in the sharding, but, you know, just for good measure. A thin layer of hair coats virtually every inch of ceramic, and the rubber ducky has seen better days. Wads of used tissues fill this trash can, some of them stuck to the sides.
Oh, man.
Vitamins, cough medicine, aspirin. Yeah, I got like a shitload of stuff on me.
Okay.
Got no idea what to use this stuff on, though. May I inquire you about your tampons?
Are you making some kind of point? Come back and... Steve, it's good to talk. You're not making sense.
Neither is the game. I mean, it told me to ask you.
Come back.
Why not go upstairs and talk to Stephanie? Give my regards. Hello? She's upstairs.
Okay. There was something about this oral lube that said will improve the texture of the cookies. Oh wait, what's that? Hold up. Light glow. There's a glow from behind the cabinet. If only I could push the cabinet. But alas, that doesn't appear to be the case.
I told you I'm busy, Steve. Don't forget to put...
Damn it. Well, that didn't work.
Stop wasting my...
Yeah, weirdly enough, I can use all of these items.
Boy, stop on.
Can't forget to save though. Guess we could just skip through some of the dialogue. It's not that we missed a whole lot.
Sorry.
All right.
Hello, dear.
Need the official permit.
She's up. Give my...
First of all, let's rip all this, because we can. And then we'll quickly enact this spicy scene. If you missed it, you missed it.
Who are you?
Haven't you?
Do you have...
No.
Yeah. I'm glad I...
Join.
Either... Come back and visit.
No, wait. I meant to talk more about other things, but...
Everything in...
She's not.
That's...
You think... That...
Look.
You're real...
I look... Come back.
Okay, I'm gonna plan a new save here. And I think it's now gonna be a good time to actually check what the game expects from us now that we got acquainted with him. Harvest and its colorful variety of inhabitants. Apparently I missed a couple of things we can do. Let's see. Let's go to newspaper building. I think there's something here I can interact with. Oh, there we go. A shovel sticking out of the building's ashes. Burning in the ash debris, you spot a few hidden remnants. Burnt flyer. It's a flyer for the Harvest Bake Sale. And a postal worker's button. It looks like it was ripped from the cloth. Interesting. Looks like someone's got their hands dirty. Yeah, as for the diner. Oh, look who's here. The sheriff has now conveniently moved to the diner.
Hello there, Steve. Here for lunch?
No, just here looking around, though I'm not entirely sure where here is.
Oh, I forgot. You're playing your little amnesia prank. Well, boy, this is DNA's diner. Isn't that right, Edna?
Don't listen to Sheriff Dwayne. This is Edna's diner. But ever since the E burned out on the sign, they've been giving me a hard time.
Now, don't be like that, Edna. It's a great place to eat, which is good, since it's the only place to eat in Harvest. Stop on by any time, Steve.
There's a good ring to DNA Diner, though. Ooh, another drawer. With a screwdriver. This town is a bit screwy. If only you could see the face I'm making right now. Okay, so there's actual time passage depending on the progress you make in the game. So keeping that in mind, we can probably help out our little friend Loomis here. Say, hombre, I got a little something for you, which you might enjoy. Why don't you head on out to that jail cell?
Oh, by George. Oh, by Jiminy. Oh, this here's the real thing. Oh, can I have it?
Sure, knock yourself out, pal.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Excuse me, kiddo. I gotta go check the jail for clean towels.
You're gonna need a few. This is where the taxpayers' money goes to. A barely legible note. And a key to the evidence room. A checkbook.
Damn it.
Sheriff, do you think I'm going to keep something this forever? You are something. There are limits. Boyle. Methinks we're gonna have to press Boyle a little bit, because I think our pal here, a good old chum, he's got some
Damn it.
He's got some sins he's trying to hide. Look at those deposits made for Boyle. Tulips ammunition. I'm just gonna pop in here casually. Not surprisingly, Lumi has tainted this evidence. Oh no. Nifty little evidence shelf. That most improbable of all murder weapons. Toast. Stainless steel padlock with a slightly tarnished finish. Empty cabinets. More unsolved cases. Dartboard. Riddled with holes and crimson smears. Santa hat. A vital clue in the mysterious Jolly Fatman murder spree. Sounds like a postal quest line. Empty gas can, which I'm gonna, of course, take. Lawn dart. They're illegal. Pair of bloody sneakers. Hey, for Jimmy. He did not like green eggs and ham, so they killed him. Ugh. An Instashot camera, just point and click. Examine the shaving kit. Missing its razor. Fuzzy burr. Wielding a chainsaw. Guys. Harvester predicted 5 Nights at Frederick's. A baseball cap too small to fit a normal-sized head. The beer can is empty except for tar sediment. Pair of binoculars without lenses. Another model. A VW engine sits rusted to the core. Look out for the tidy bowman. Clearly an permanent little vinyl with a big nose and a woody finish. From the smell of it, you would want to open the refrigerator, which we're not gonna do. I think we got everything we...
Hello, Steve.
Wanted.
Where's Loomis?
You'll be coming around the mountain if you come. Oh, that's good.
Loomis, damn you!
Wait, no. No!
This is B-Ball when we catch Smash Corny posting on Main. Yeah. Alright, we got a couple of things to work with. Now, I think we wanna head to... I mean, here's the thing. Apparently, this pole is sitting on some loose screws, so I guess we could nick it with a screwdriver? I don't know if we can do that, however, just in plain sight. You can. And it's a federal offense.
This is your first arrest, Steve. You just remember, we've got a 3 strikes, you're out rule here in Harvest. But you keep your nose clean. You hear?
I mean... When the Kobe's sleeping on you, tuck him in. That's what happens when I say every day that I'm going to bed. I mean, we haven't time skipped, so... we're still sitting on the same day. But my way of thinking seems to be correct. It's just that obviously we need some kind of excuse to get the barber pole. What about the post office? Could we pester our friend here about some evidence?
Sorry, son. No time to talk. Neither rain nor... What's that you say? Oh, yes. My button. It's been missing for months now. I keep meaning to get another, but... well, the button's very distinctive. I'd have to file an S-411 with Washington to get another, and I just don't need the extra paperwork. Sure wish I could find it. Next time you post, don't forget the zip code.
Well, about that, my good sir.
My button. Why, I lost that months ago. Where did you find it?
Funny thing, that. I found it in the ashes. At the newspaper building.
Dun, dun,
What are you implying? That I had something to do with setting the fire? Preposterous. Why, 100 people must have visited that site since the fire.
But none of them had buttons like this.
You just try showing that button to Sheriff Dwayne, son. He'll laugh you right out of his office.
Yeah, but what if I showed you these receipts?
What does this...
I know why the chef is blackmailing you.
This is unexpected and awkward. But my luck's been bad ever since Dwayne found that darn gas can at the newspaper building the day after the fire. He has this insane notion that it's mine. I pay him not because I'm guilty, but because I don't want him slurring my good name around Harvest.
Oh, naturally.
You know, he keeps that gas can in the evidence room at his office. I'd be really grateful to whoever could fetch me that can. Grateful enough to provide him with a lodge application. Oh, and Steve, you'll keep this to yourself. If you're smart.
See, now we're talking my language, Buster. Actually, I happen to have the gas can on me.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. After all this time.
Where's my application, Boyle?
Here, take it. With my thanks. You know, this morning as I was making my rounds, I noticed an awful lot of television aerials on the roofs. Seems like more and more each day. You got me this can just in time, youngster. I may have need of it again.
What do you mean?
There's another reason why Sheriff Dwayne didn't investigate the Sentinel fire. If you'd like to get something else on the blackmailing bastard, check around the television station. While you still can.
Ooh. Looks like we got a clue. We're on the TV station, he says.
Can't talk now, buckaroo. We're on in just a sec. Happy...
Is there anything else we can do here? Either the show isn't compelling or no one wanted to be taken out by friendly fire. Given the ongoings. That's probably a likely scenario. Hey, what do you know? There's actually more to hear. Who is this fella?
Hey, sport. This is a private office.
Yeah, I know, Mr.
McKnight. I own and operate this station. Have you brought me some news for tonight's broadcast, or...
I've lost my memory. That's news.
The hell it is! You always were a kidder, Steve. Any real news to tell me?
Actually, I was just wanting to know more about the TV station.
Hey, WHAR is the only television station in Harvest. Since the old Sentinel went under, what with the newspaper building burning down and all, we're golden. Nobody competes with us, sport.
You and your partners must be rich.
Partners? I run the whole show solo, pal.
Picture of a gorgeous model signed with "Kiss My Pineapple." Cubicles. A swarm of empty cubicles. Either McKnight loves to recall his salad days as an insurance salesman, or he can't keep his employees happy. Ooh. Mr. McKnight's secret safe. It requires a number combination before it can be accessed.
If you don't get out of here right now, I'm having you arrested for trespassing.
Ah. Well, that's nifty. Okay. So how do we want to move on from here? Because clearly there's a procedure we gotta follow if we don't want to fuck this up. I mean, chances are I'm gonna sophomore myself one way or another, so I'm gonna have to like repeat this. But it's a rather... See, this is the thing about old school point and clicks. They're fairly short games if you know what you're doing, but the gameplay time is padded out based on the principle that you're playing this blind, so you have absolutely zero clue how to carry on. And the fact that devs used to make puzzles as cryptic as possible really added into the game time. Okay, so let's see. I think technically I've done everything. The one thing left to do is, according to the day one walkthrough, let's go here. Fill in the application we got.
That's a ticket.
Steve, middle name, nobody will tell me. Last name, street, harvest. Do you have any physical disabilities? No. Do you... Oh god, this is like so pixelated that I can't even tell. Are you allergic to any of the following? I'm sorry, what does it say here? Gay World Order? Have you ever had this easy to pronounce medicine? I didn't even know what it is. 50 words or less. Tell how you would be a benefit to the order. Something about being a hard worker. Well, anyway, here you go, friend.
I see you've managed to acquire an application. That demonstrates resourcefulness, a desirable trait for prospective members. You need a rest. Report back here for your next assignment.
And that's day 1. Boy, that sure was a long, wacky day. Can't wait to hit the sack with my superb, muscular physique.
Welcome to our order.
The hand that grips the knife of Steph.
Yeah, that about sums up my dreams. Just floating still images of hamburgers mixed with gore. I have all my stuff from yesterday, including the newspaper. Now, let's see if the kid is gonna be cranky because I missed a day. I am genuinely curious about that.
Hey, did you ever find any sneakers?
Yep, so I did.
Whoa, that's great. Maybe we could trade.
What could you give me?
You know Miss Whaley and Principal Harold?
Yep, ready to discuss this. Okay, take the sneakers.
Swell! Here's the keys to the broom closet at Gein Memorial. That's where they meet every day. About 3:45, as soon as everyone has gone home. Sometimes I hide in there beforehand. And Daddy-o, I see some stuff that's real nasty. Take it from me. You made a good swap. See you later, alligator.
Okay, you want a newspaper?
There now, see how easy it is? Things are so much better between us when you remember the paper in the morning. And let's keep him that way.
Okay, maybe if I forget enough times, he just goes ballistic on you.
What do you want, Steve?
Still sick, huh?
That's right. I think I got the flu.
Maybe you'd feel better if you stopped watching television and went to bed.
Maybe you'd be quiet with a steak knife in your heart.
What?
Whoa.
Just leave me alone, Steve. Believe me, you got your own problems. You're in trouble. How's it feel to be a jailbird?
How's it feel to be a little punk?
At least I'm not a jailbird. Know what happens to jailbirds? Just like turkeys and chickens, they wind up getting cooked. Fried. Good. Fine on.
Hello, dear. How are you today? Don't forget to put the papers up.
Seems like things are still the way I left them. That's still happening. Alright, we'll save over here. I'm only making a lot of saves in particular because, like I said, this game appears to have some variables. And it's not like a strictly try and error case, as if I were playing something more traditional like Secret of Monkey Island. No. At points, it will literally be a life and death scenario. Anywho, where do we want to go today? Probably to the lodge and find out what's their next objective. Hello, Shockmaster.
I take it you wish to be initiated into the mysteries of the Order of the Harvest Moon.
Yes, I want to know what you know.
Very well. Know then that securing the application was but the first step on your road to enlightenment. Now you must complete a series of tasks to prove your worthiness as an initiate.
What kind of tasks?
Minor pranks, really. Nothing overly difficult. More tests of wit than prowess. But complete them you must, if you wish to enter these walls.
Minor prank, eh? I'll bet.
Oh, you know, just start a fire. Nothing too serious.
In Harvest, a man named Mr. Johnson. He owns a tucker. It is his pride and joy. I should like you to put a scratch in it.
A scratch? That's all?
As I said, a minor prank. Mind you, you are not to damage the vehicle. Merely put a single scratch in it. Once you have done so, return here, and I shall give you your next task.
Yeah, you know, just some YouTuber bait. Simple pranks. The usual. How's it going?
Sorry,
partner.
Steve. Too tired to talk right now. I just gave the Tucker a tune-up. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.
We have a screwdriver, but I think we'll have to do something to get him out of the way first. Oh, right. Did we get a key to a school locker? Notice that the principal is not here. I find that a little concerning. Sorry for the delay on making this alarm active, big guy. Sparky. It's for broom closet. Where's the broom closet? Whoa! What in tarnation is going on here? Anyway. Time to take a snap to my cringe collection. You're busted.
Huh? What? Screwing in the school broom closet? What will people think?
Are you blackmailing us, you little shit?
Calm down, Mr. Harrell. Stephen would never do that. He's a smiley bear. But we should give him a token of our appreciation for his silence. Here, Stephen, take this baseball bat. You'll find it quite useful.
Alright, maybe I could use a good soda bat.
Atta boy. Take the bat, and we'll take the photo.
However will I keep the children in line now?
I have a spare I can bring in tomorrow, unless you prefer a chainsaw this time.
I'll talk to Mrs. Phelps.
So that's how we keep discipline in the classroom. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I got a weapon now. Yo, I can actually equip it. Dude, we have weapon combat now. The way he's scrunched back. Amazing. Alright, cool. I have yet to figure out what we do with it, actually, though.
Kiddo, you brought me any of them girly picture books?
No, sorry.
Oh, heck. Why should you be any different from the sheriff or Mrs. Loomis?
Brother, I think you already got into enough trouble as
I'd be
is.
right obliged if you could just see clear to bringing me just one of them books. Believe me, it'll be worth your time to do it. Anytime.
Did you say hello to your father for me?
Nope, haven't seen him.
It's very important. Tell him. Tell him that I hope he gets better soon, and don't forget to remind him about his promise regarding the meat. I could use some good news right now. I just got the word. The order turned down my latest application. Looks like we'll be having the wedding at Moynihan's after all.
Think about the meat. Think about the schmeat. Hey, any updates?
Steve, I'm so glad you came back. What have you been doing?
I visited the lodge. Talked to the sergeant-at-arms there. He knows that there's something out of whack here. He told me if I wanted to find out what it is, I should join the lodge. I've decided to join the lodge, Stephanie. I think the answer to all our questions is inside.
That place. It's so sinister.
Maybe, but they gotta join anyway.
You may be playing right into their hands. Did you think of that? Doesn't it seem like you're being herded toward the lodge?
That's one of the things I hope to find out.
I hope finding out doesn't get you killed. Come back and visit me soon, okay?
Shame you haven't really told me anything else of use. Cake cover. You know, weirdly enough, I've got all this shit on me. Still carrying over from the previous day.
Can't say I'm much interested in that, Steve.
Maybe you ought to talk to
You might
our
want to be
mom
extra nice to Mr. Potsdam today, Steve. He was
about the
turned
burnt
down
flyer.
by the lodge again. Guess we're having the wedding at Mr. Moynihan's after all. Give my regards to your parents.
I have a feeling I will need that disc.
that didn't work.
But Laura knows what insane stuff I have to go through, what hoops I have to jump to knock that thing down. You'd think the shovel would be enough.
Stop wasting my time, young man.
Okay. Well, that didn't work.
Sure, I guess I'll pick up a newspaper while I'm at it. Let's go in the diner.
Sorry, boy. I never conduct business over lunch. Catch me at my office later. Stop.
I can't talk now. The dishes are stacked up and back, and I better take advantage of the lull.
Right.
Stop.
Bye-bye.
Right, it would appear we expired. Any sort of conversation here. Maybe I should just skim all the locations made to in case things have changed.
Don't bother me. Hello, Steve. Oh, cut it out. Once he gets bored.
That's a good gif
So,
right there.
Steve, but don't be silly. Everyone thinks that amnesia kick is a scream. Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Besides, it's my job to keep abreast of developments in the community, to better
Abreast?
serve you, the public.
Get
I'm sure you'll be thrilled when you learn of the many civic improvements we have planned for your fire department.
Such as...
Well, don't tell any of the others, but I've secured a bolt of the most divine mauve material. I've hidden it because, well, if any of these Marys got a hold of it, it'd be gone in a jiffy. So I'd rather keep it hush-hush. I'm going to make new drapes for the firehouse, and if I have any left, cross your fingers, I'm going to make everyone matching mauve pillow cozies.
Those are civic improvements.
Don't be such a party pooper, Steve. We're talking about art.
I love how we always have to go
We haven't had a
back to that
fire
painting.
harvest since the news.
Pay no attention to the bit of green screen left on the dog.
Art enriches the community, Steve. No less than a pulsing fire hose or a fireman beating down a blazing door. Bye-bye.
Sure, buddy, sure. Hmm. So far I don't have any idea on when to move on. Let's go to the barber shop. Yep, still going at it, gentlemen.
Think about taking some of that siding off my hands, son. I'll cut you a nice price on it. Nice.
Nice.
I can't talk now, son. I'm busy with this game. Anytime.
Okay, clearly we're gonna cut some progress now. Now, to what extent, I'm not sure.
Hello, Steve. Care to buy anything today?
Except I
Okay,
don't
dear.
have any money
Now that-
on me. Hmm.
Oh man.
Right, let's see. Okay, I would not think about this, and okay, so get this. We're supposed to go to the post office, right? So there's this manhole here, and what they want me to do is get this oral lube and pour it down the manhole. Yeah? Knifeful descends upon a harvest. I'm sorry, but that was incredibly, like, out there in terms of logic. But you know what? Probably not the most bizarre choice of puzzle I've experienced in 2D side-scroller.
Well, that didn't work. Oh man.
So I think we gotta slip into the garage. Ooh. The manhole cover is locked in place, unless the strange roofs have from sewers below. Well, what if we use the manhole key in again? You know what to do, Katie. You know what to do. Cool moisture has formed along the surface of the wheel valve. There's a tiny indentation in the concrete. And a sealed wall. A small section of the wall has been resealed due to weather damage. Do we gotta, like, bust it open? With the bat? This is as far as I can go. I don't think that's a solution. How about the shovel?
Damn it. Oh man. Damn it. Well, that didn't work. Well, that didn't work. Damn it. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Damn it. Oh man.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Something else comes to mind. Since it's nighttime. Oh. Thought we were gonna have an opportunity to get that barber pole. So, what do I do here?
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. Okay. Damn it. Well, that didn't work. Oh, man.
There we go. Had to click the right spot. Oh. Time for some spelunking. You know, just a whole ass underground passage leading from the sewer to here. Conveniently. A large oil pan filled with lugs and bolts. Ah. Well now. An old rusty pitchfork. Wait a sec. Oh shit, we're going Caleb mode. I live again. Mr. Johnson has a myriad of goodies in his tool bench. A flashlight, missing batteries, a mallet, useful for gophers, sander, a gas can. The crankcase is filled with nothing but lint and sawdust. Torch, etched on the side of the blowtorch reads, "Thinking of you, Edna." The faded poster is 1948 Sexiest Tomboy Award. Oh boy. How many license plates does Mr. Johnson need for October in 1 year? The annual blood drive has been marked down for the upcoming Saturday. Is there really nothing I can nick from here? The Phillips screwdriver. Apparently. Now I've got 2 screwdrivers. This still might be useful after the wedding. Yeah, let me just stuff this into my pocket. Because, you know, there's a infinite dimension down those trousers. And that's not an innuendo for once. Anywho.
Did it.
Someone's gonna be cranky in the morning. That's about it, right? It's only the screwdriver that was of importance. Well, away we go. I love how there's different weapon types. Do they make a difference? I have no idea. Because we have not engaged yet in combat to speak of. Well, we did the prank. Is that gonna be it? Or is there more in case I should not want to forget? Apparently, we do actually want to visit one more location. Let's have a little stroll down the cemetery. Well, look who it is. Matches prepared especially for your wedding. Evening to you.
What are you doing here at this
my
hour,
good
Mr.
sir?
Potsdam?
I'm burying our cat. She passed away and I'm burying her. Go away and mind your own business.
Then, where's the cat?
I left her at home. Now leave me alone! This kind of stuff can come back to haunt you. This
Sounds mighty damn suspicious. Maybe he's burying some of that Castlevania wall turkey for it to marinate. He found out about the Belmont recipe.
So, you have completed your first task. Now that you've scratched the tucker, you may proceed to your second task. You will steal a bolt of fabric from the fireman and bring it to me.
I see, then the lodge is comprised of thieves.
The human mind always seeks to categorize phenomena, to pigeonhole, and therefore feel that it exerts control over an unfathomable universe. A feeling, however, is not a fact. Whatever you may think of the Order is only speculation, a realization which should give you scant comfort, considering that even memory is illusory, a chemical imprint on meat that...
Bro, that's so deep. But then he's gonna crack a dick joke.
Decay. If you're interested in reviving the decaying corpse that is your memory, you'll be back. The only answer for you is here, Stephen. Don't forget that.
Oh gee, thanks, Wang, for those words of wisdom. I'll see you on the next Tales from the Internet. Boy, I sure hope I don't dream of more JPEGs. Oh no. My mind skip is a PowerPoint presentation. Not the art collage. Please. Yep. Gotta put my shirt on and get to business. On a Wednesday at that. However, I am gonna stop in here because it is getting late and I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. So this will be it for Harvester tonight. I think the next time I will come back to this and just do a longer session. Try to finish it up because it seems that after we've done like the main bit of dialogue, is going to be mostly puzzle solving and pushing on the story, so it should go by more smoothly. And besides, I do have a guide on me. So in case we run into a wall, figuratively speaking, we got the means to, handle the game's bullshit. And yeah, a happy Valentine's. Boy, do we sure had a lot of talking about love, particularly the sensual aspect of it. Anyway, good day to you all, and see you next time. Thank you for hanging out.